Hey, welcome back to another class. My name is Ralph. I'm your yoga teacher. Today we have a class that is specifically for the low back. If you have any low back pain, any low back tension, maybe you've been standing a lot, or maybe you've been working out, working outside, doing whatever, and you may have tweaked the low back and now it's hard to walk, it's hard to move, it's hard to bend. This is for you, okay? It's gonna be about 20-25 minutes of some movements, nothing too intense. But we're gonna focus on the breath, focus on sending the breath deep into the low back, and go through about 6-7 postures to ease some of that tension for you. So when you're ready, find your mat, get something comfortable on, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's get started in child's pose. Bringing both knees on the outer edges of the mat. If you need to place a bolster or blankets underneath you, you can do that as well. It'll just give you more support, but bring both knees on the outer edges of the mat. Bring your toes together and just start walking the hands forward as far as you can go. If you can bring the head down to the mat as well, feel free to do that. But if you do have that bolster, it'll just go right under the chest and you can have a lot more support for the low back and the hips. And let's come down as far as you can go and start to breathe. Breathing in and out through the nose. Really guide the breath down into the low back where you may be having some tension at. So when you inhale, really imagine the breath going into that area that's tight. That's causing some of the spasms. And exhale, release. Keep pressing down through your hands and sinking your hips back toward your heels. And as you keep deepening the inhale and then extending the exhale, just see if you can go a little bit further down with the hips. Maybe walking the hands a tad bit further. A few more breaths in child's pose. And you can honestly do this anywhere. So as soon as you wake up in the morning, you can do it on the bed. Maybe you roll onto the floor. Maybe at night before you go to bed. Whenever you feel that tension heating up and a lot of stiffness in the low back, just drop down in child's pose. That'll relieve some of the tension. A few more breaths in and out through the nose. Good, and let's come on out of it, pressing down through the hands. Let's come up to all fours. And we'll do a few cat-cows. So keep pressing down through the hands, strong through the knees as well. The tops of the feet are on the mat. Inhale, look up toward the sky, raise your chin, drop your sternum toward the mat. Good. Exhale, press away from the mat. Curl the spine. And again, inhale, drop the sternum, drop the stomach, lift the eyes. And exhale, press away. Curl the spine. And you can feel free to go as slow, as quickly as you need to. Again, breathing into the low back. Find the breath. Inhale up to cow, exhale to cat. Couple more times. Cat cows. Breathing in and out through the nose. Good. Let's come back to neutral. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Keep pressing down through your left hand. And exhale, thread the needle. So come all the way through. Reach your right hand through. Come down onto that right forearm. Exhale. Good. Inhale, back up. Right arm extends up to the sky. Exhale, thread. 3 more just like that. Inhale all the way to the top. Exhale through. Inhale back up. 2 more. And last one. Really reach that arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Come through. Come down onto that right shoulder. And let's stay here for a moment as we breathe. Extend your left arm forward. Find a comfortable spot. Keep breathing down into the low back. If you want to bring the hand back toward the head, feel free to do so. And deepen the inhale. Don't forget about the breath. A lot of the tension in the low back, you can correlate it to the breath. So when you have some pain throughout the body, most times the breath is a lot shallow because you're kind of wincing and squeezing to anticipate the pain. So just deepen the breath, extend through the exhale, and let's come on up, back to all fours. And we'll go to the opposite side. So same thing, left hand is reaching up on the inhale. And exhale, reach through. Left shoulder comes down. Good, 4 more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, thread through. Inhale all the way to the top. And coming down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, reach up. And last one. Inhale, reach up to the top. And let's thread the needle all the way through, coming down onto the left shoulder. Walking that right hand forward if you need to. Or it can stay where it's at. Couple more breaths, and we'll come back up to all fours. Good, and release. And coming all the way down to the chest. And Sphinx Pose. So come up to the forearms, both hands facing forward, palms facing down. Stack your elbows underneath the shoulders and release the tension in the low back. The tops of your feet are on the mat. The tops of the legs are on the mat. And start to slowly press down through the forearms, through the hands, as well as the elbows. And really breathe, inhale to the low back. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. If you need to ease off a bit, do so. But as we continue to breathe through Sphinx Pose, you'll start to see you can press up a little bit further. And this is really working the low back here. So pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to the sensations. Listen to the body. Again, try to drop the shoulders away from the earlobes as you press down through the arms. Deep belly inhale. And exhale. Again, breath in. Breath out. Again, breathing in. Breath out. A few more breaths here in Sphinx Pose. See if you can find a little bit more space as you press down through the forearms. Last breath. Deep inhale. And exhale out of the nose. And let's place the right hand on top of the left hand and just come down to the forehead, bringing the forehead down onto the hands. And release some of the tension in the back. Release the shoulders, the upper back. Let's press up, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press up, and let's come into closed-legged child's pose. So reaching the arms behind you, forehead comes down to the mat. Again, if you need to place a bolster underneath you, or if you want to stay up on the hands, do so. We'll be here for just a few breaths. Good. And let's start to come on out of it. Rolling over to one side, and let's extend both legs down the mat. Come to a seated position. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Just a very relaxed Paschimottanasana, just a regular, relaxed, seated forward fold. For those of you who have not heard that word, Paschimottanasana, that's just the Sanskrit word for a seated forward fold. Bring the chin down to the chest. Five deep breaths here. Big inhale. Exhale. That's one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two. Breathing in. Breathing out. Three. Breathing in. Breathing out. Four. Last one. Breath in. And breath out. Good. Coming on out of it. Coming down to the back. Stack your ankles underneath the knees. And let's come to a figure four. Place your right ankle on top of your left knee. If you can reach through with your right hand and grab that left shin, keep reaching your right knee away from you. Right foot is active. Couple more breaths in figure four. As you exhale, see if you can pull that left knee a tad bit closer to the chest. Good, and release. Let's come to the opposite side. Left ankle, right knee, and reach for that right shin. Left foot is active. Keep pressing down through the back of the pelvis. Keep pressing down through the low back. Left knee is reaching away from you. Couple more breaths. Through the exhale, see if you can pull the right knee closer toward the chest. Nice, and release. Both feet onto the mat, ankles underneath the knees, pressing down through the feet to come up to bridge. Palms facing up. Keep pressing down equally through both feet. Lift the hips up. A few more breaths. Lift a tad bit higher. Press down to the feet. Press down to the heels. Good, and release. Squeezing both knees into the chest. Same thing here, pressing down through the back of the pelvis, pressing down through the low back. Your breath is sending deep into the low back. Good, release. And if you have a wall near you, scoot toward that wall and let's place both of our feet up the wall for just a few moments. If you don't have a wall near you, feel free to just reach the legs up into the sky and find a little bit of balance, find a little bit of relaxation while the legs are up the wall. Close down the eyes and continue sending the breath deep into the low back. Placing the legs up the wall is also something you can do at any point of the day. That is amazing for the low back. It takes a lot of the tension and pressure off some of the lower muscles, some of the vertebrae. Do this at all points. Five more deep breaths. Last breath. Nice. Let's start to bring the legs down, rolling over to one side, coming back to the mat. Staying on our back, squeezing the knees into the chest. Good, and release the knees and supine twist right side. Keep both knees together. Inhale. Exhale, drop both knees over toward the right side. Left hand reaches out. Right hand is on top of the left knee. And breathe. Last breath. Nice. Use the abs to pull the knees back above the body. Inhale and exhale. Let's drop over toward the left side. Both knees, right arm reaches out. Left hand is on top of the right knee, right thigh. Pulling your gaze over toward that right hand. Beautiful. Inhale, bring both knees back up. Squeeze the knees into the chest one last time. Inhale and exhale. Release the legs down the mat. If you need to come to child's pose one more time before we finish, feel free to do so. Sometimes there's a lot of pressure on the back after working it a little bit. But come into Shavasana to end the practice and just take rest here. Start to focus on the breath. Release the hands, release the toes, unclench the jaw. And stay here as long as you need to. But other than that, I appreciate you for practicing with me today. I hope that helps some of the low back issues you may be having. Keep coming back to this class. If you have a lot of low back issues, if you seem to be not fixing it or finding any solutions, just take your time with it and breathe. Most importantly, breathe, breathe, breathe. See you guys in the next class. Namaste.